What's going on, guys? This is Kashiro. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. On this video, we're going to cover OCG metagame report and decklist reviews, and we're going to cover topping decklist post Rota, or the newest set in our OCG, the Rage of the Abyss, that introduced a lot of interesting stuff into our metagame, like the Primordial and also the Centurion support, and more importantly, Fiendsmith support, and also the most hype Azamina support. And I think we are going to see a lot of decks from Saturday. Just yesterday, the release of Dorota into the metagame. So yeah, without further ado, let's start. So moving on first, we do have Ancient Gear here with the new Multi-Chami or Multi-Charmy card. The new Maxi, they said, no? Going second card, which inevitably improved the going second prowess of many going second decks like Ancient Gear. And Ancient Gear are now better than ever. I think this card really helped them a lot to improve their draw power, improve their consistency, and be able to draw off their hand cards from this card. So I think it's really phenomenal for going second decks like Tanpai Dragon, Ancient Gear, and I think it is very interesting and exciting to see Ancient Gear doing something after all of these years of their irrelevance. Before their support, I think they are now a capable deck of topping tournaments. So moving on, we do have Snake Eyes, Fire King with Fiendsmith. So it introduced the new support of Fiendsmith with the inclusion of Lacrimosa, another starter for this deck, and I think it's really phenomenal. And there's been a huge trend of side decking the Foaros on the side deck. I think it's been the way to go for most people in Japan, no? They have been playing the Foaros on the side deck, and I think it's really self-explanatory and kinda mandatory as well because it is a really strong draw power, and second copy of Maxi is really strong when going second. So yeah, I think it will become a staple from this moment moving forward unless the meta changes as well. But yeah, I think it's really surefire on staple on the side deck. And now we do have another Parking with Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes without the Fiendsmith. So it played Azamina, the new engine. It's been the new Adventure 2.0, rather 3.0, because we only have Adventure with Fiendsmith, and also now we do have another Omni Negate engine from this Azamina. So looking on this list, it played Azamina, another Omni Negate enabler, and also the new Dominus. This is really strong when you don't have light monsters. So yeah, it's free to use in this Fire King. So it's another form of Ash Blossom, but more interactive and has more niche effects. So yeah, I think this has been the correct engine inclusions for the Zamina. These two, and also this one Azamina spell, and also these fusions. The blue fusion or the blue green fusion is not really mandatory to put. It's just another Garnet card to use on your extra deck. So it's debatable whether you would run it or not. But yeah, overall pretty solid. I think Azamina is one of the future engines to look at on our post-Rota format. Next, we do have Snake Eyes, Fiendsmith. So played Foaros into the main deck, and also played Azamina. So Fiendsmith, Azamina, Snake Eyes. Just by hearing those three words, it will definitely give you a lot of thoughts towards this deck because those three engines are really, really strong and consistent and phenomenal. So yeah, looking on this list, pretty standard. Played the Beatrice, of course. The only rank 6, no? It didn't put the Evil Czar and also the Caesar. So with only Beatrice, you're just going to dump your Snake Eyes cards. So I think it's really solid because you want to make room for your Azamina cards on your extra deck. So yeah, you're probably going to lose some slots for Azamina cards. And next we do have another Snake Eyes, Fiendsmith, Azamina. So as far as I'm seeing results from post Rota format, I think Ubel Fiendsmith are getting overshadowed by the Snake Eyes Fiendsmith Azamina. I think it is probably the best deck on that note because it is very consistent. You do have three engines and possibly four, no? when you count the Sinful Spoils. So you are very consistent and also still make rooms for hand traps like Veiler and Imperm. So yeah, it's really strong. I don't see any decks that could hold this back, and Dazarina is really icing on the top of the cake for this deck. It's really phenomenal and really consistent. And it played the Sanctum, no? I think I have seen a lot of decks that have played Sanctum because it's really hard to stop these decks. 1D Barrier, 1 Solemn Judgment. The format has too much gas, too much ways to start their plays. And yeah, I think it's really dead end when you use Judgment and your opponent still has extenders, or the fissure, or rather the barrier can prevent them in one summoning mechanic, but they still have ways to go into Link or other stuff. So yeah, it's really hard. And Sanctum, I believe, one of the most innovated cards this Saturday, and it will eventually rise into more popularity in my own predictions. Next would be Snake Eyes Azamina, Finsmith, of course, another Snake Eyes Finsmith. This time I played a lot of going first cards. No respect to back row. No Heavy Storm, no Cosmic Cyclone, no Lightning Storm, no Feather Duster. It just played raw Floodgates with 3 Floodgates, Summon Limit, there can be only one, and Skill Drain with Solemn cards. So yeah, I think you pretty much need all of the help that you can get going first, because the format has too much gas. I'm not gonna lie. The Snake Eyes, the Rescue Ace, the Finsmith, the Azamina, the Sinful Spoils, the Yubel, all of those are really, really astonishing when it comes towards their resiliency. So I think, yeah, these judgments and counter traps are really strong into this meta game. Next would be Labyrinth. So Labyrinth with the new mathematical equation trap card. I don't know the name of this card. I don't know even how to solve it, and it's really ridiculous to play this. You need to have at least decent knowledge about math, advanced math. So yeah, excuse me. So these cards are gaining traction on Labyrinth players, and they are now playing the Solemn Strike towards the main deck. I also have seen that trend because Solemn Strike is a really strong card for this kind of deck where you want to trade 1 for 2, 3 for 1 for 3. So you do have a lot of intangibles towards the trap card variants of Labyrinth, like this Trap Trick, which can get you the Ruma Cannon and also the Black Goat Laps. So yeah, it's really strong. Next would be YACS in Japan, Yu-Gi-Oh! Area Championship Series. So we do have Tenpai Dragon with the new Fuaros. It inevitably made the deck more stronger. As I've said earlier, most going second decks have been propelled by this card because you want to resolve this card in such decks like Tenpai Dragon or Ancient Gear to give you more draw power and get you the hand traps or board breakers. And also play the new Dominus. I think this will be the standard deck build of Tenpai Dragon moving forward with the new Fuaros and new Dominus. And next, we do have Tenpai Dragon. Yeah, I think it's the same list. And next would be Drytron. Wow, Drytron with Orsartic. This is really insane. So, to Diviner, no, I think is really different from the usual Drytron because the most recent Drytrons are not even playing Diviner anymore. But this list went X2, yeah, and played Diviner and also the Vanity as well. And also played Feather Storm, no? So, he could end on Nightingale, probably, and set the Feather Storm and just OTK the next turn. And yeah, moving on, we do have Voiceless Voice. So, Voiceless Voice with Fuaros, yeah, or Purulia, if I'm not mistaken. So, played Artemis Slayer or Ultimate Slayer. So, it's really good on this Voiceless Voice. You do have a lot of room on your extra deck, and you still have Garura and Tease. So, I think it's really good here as a going second board breaker card. Next would be Snake Eyes, Finsmith. Yeah, without Azamina. So played Porshing Stone, another interesting going first card. This format, I think it will definitely be a second copy of Skill Drain. Now we only have one Skill Drain, so people are looking for other ways to floodgate the opponent. So Porshing Stone is definitely a card that could generate that same amount of pressure coming from the Skill Drain, just with extra steps. So next, we do have Tenpai Dragon from YACS, Yu-Gi-Oh! Area Championship. So X1, yeah, X1 report. So yeah, pretty standard. Played Shifter and Nibiru towards the main deck with Afuaros and Impulse. Next would be Yubel. So it's been the first Yubel. So you have noticed how Yubel have been trying to cope, and they are in a struggling phase, if I'm not mistaken, or if I'm not wrong, because the Snake Eyes Azamina Finsmith is really one of the top perennial decks that you could play on this format, and people are shifting boats and they're now more invested on Azamina because it makes the Snake Eyes more consistent and resilient. So now the Yubel are kinda getting overshadowed by those, I believe. I have also predicted it from my previous video, and I think it will eventually go that way if Yubel cannot adapt their decklist or playthrough. And next, we do have Tenpai Dragon. So, yeah, standard, no? You could see the instant impact of Huaros and Dominus on their main deck. I think is really strong for Tenpai Dragon. I think Tenpai Dragon is the most represented deck aside from Snake Eyes, Finsmith, Azamina on the first day of Rota. So yeah, I believe Tenpai Dragon will be even more stronger moving forward post Rota. And next would be Tenpai Dragon once again. So speaking of the devil, we are going to see a lot of Tenpai Dragon moving forward. So this time with more board breakers into the main deck with Droplet and Super Poly. And wow, spicy. Spicy tech here. It played Macrocosmos. Wow, insane. Once you go first with Tenpai Dragon, you pretty much don't care about the graveyard, considering that you could also play Shifter and such. Next would be branded 60 card with board breakers into the main deck. The Nadir could dump you another form of consistency, and also the Trust, Droplet, the Evenly, the Super Poly. And yeah, I think those are really impactful when going second, considering that branded is a gas deck with the 60 card version. You are trying to overwhelm the opponent whether you go first or go second. And next would be Snake Eyes, Finsmith, Azamina. Yeah, it played Winter Cherries, so great card. Great card right now, considering that you could eradicate the Link to Finsmith and also the Promethean and also the Azamina cards. So I think Reaper will make a return on side deck of many people right now, especially if they're playing Promethean and Finsmith and also the Azamina cards on their side deck, or rather extra deck. Next would be Ineko CS in Japan. We do have Snake Eyes Finsmith. So this time without Azamina, no? Just featured the new Lacrimosa. And next would be Tenpai Dragon. So standard, yeah, standard. It will definitely look like this post Rota. You're just going to see Fuaros and Dominus every time on Tenpai Dragon. You are definitely missing out if you're not playing those cards. And next would be Finsmith, Rescue Ace. Yeah, Lacrimosa as well definitely gave some boost towards the Rescue Ace. But yeah, things are pretty looking bad for Rescue Ace when you consider that Snake Eyes have been definitely entered the ranks of top 2 best deck into the current format along with Jubel. And next would be another Rescue Ace, Finsmith, 44 card, no? Quite extensive for a Rescue Ace, but you have a lot of Garnets, you have the Field Spell, you do have the Double Trap, and I think it is safe to play 44 on this kind of deck. And next, we have Gimmick Puppet, wow. So, another FTK deck. So, the trend for Gimmick Puppet are playing Salesman because they don't want to get drolled into this deck and to prevent other hand traps as well. So yeah, the FTK line is still available, and Gimmick Puppet is still a threat into the metagame. Next would be Voiceless Voice. So another Voiceless Voice with Dominus Purge towards the main deck. So yeah, it is also free because you don't really use fire monsters. And next would be Voiceless Voice again with Droplet and Super Poly into the main deck. So yeah, really interesting build here with Board Breakers into the main deck. And next would be Gimmick Puppet Horus. So another Gimmick Puppet, this time with Horus. Played Baldrake as well. So Baldrake really offers another form of interruption aside from the banishing effect. You also get to banish cards on the field because you have a lot of dark monsters on your side of the field. So yeah, really immense value here for the Bestial. And next would be Mementotlan with the new support. So it went, yeah, X1 or yeah, champion, I believe. So it played, yeah, it didn't play. Oh, it didn't play the new support. Wow. So just the old Mementotlan. And next would be Altergeist. Altergeist with without Ash, yeah. Played Droll and Shifter towards the main deck with one DD Crow. Really interesting deck build here, went X1 or X2. So yeah, I think Altergeist and other slow control decks still has room into the metagame if they're able to control the pace of the match. They're able to hold off the barrages of the meta decks. So yeah, they could comfortably sit on floodgates and also powerful trap cards like Solemn Strike. And next would be Runic. So the good old Runic still has it with Synchro Zone, of course, standard, with Phantasmi and Maxi towards the side deck, with Majesty's Fiend, of course, another way to stun the opponent. Next would be Live Twin Fiendsmith. Yeah, I think this is also a really strong contender to be a top rogue deck or even tier 3 or tier 4 rather meta deck, because I do have seen a lot of reps of Live Twin recently with Fiendsmith and Sprite. So yeah, I think it's fairly consistent. Still has rooms for hand trap like Droll and Nibiru. So yeah, really good deck right now. And next would be wow, Vanquishol. Vanquishol with Macrocosmos into the main deck. And 3 Bestials. Wow, this is feisty. Yeah, really solid Vanquishol decklist here. To think that Vanquishol can still perform, no? It's really insane to see Vanquishol still tapping. And next would be Thunder Dragon, of course. Colossus is Colossus. We cannot deny that. Once you establish Colossus, other decks will just sit on and watch them lose, because Colossus is a terrifying boss and prevents the players from adding cards. So yeah, it's really strong against the metagame. And next would be 1923 CS in Korea. First place would be Chimera Fiendsmith. Yeah, without the new Lacrimosa. So they don't care about the new Lacrimosa. Instead, they are playing the Evil Hero package and one card, Fiendsmith combo as well for this deck. And next we do have Sprite Tri Brigade with Horus. Wow. So very extensive way of building this Tri Brigade. Bunch of engines and possibly more consistent now. You're just losing your space for hand traps. And next would be Pendulum. Yeah, Pendulum Magician. So without Z-Arc, yeah, oh, it still has Z-Arc and Supreme King. I thought it's just a pure Pen Magi, but yeah, still plays the Z-Arc. And next would be 1923 CS top 3, yeah. Voiceless Voice as standard, nothing to say too much about this. Next would be Labyrinth, another Labyrinth. So yeah, I think it's the same type of deck building from the Labyrinth list earlier. So yeah, it's been the trend recently for Labyrinth. They are now playing pure, different from the Labyrinth Fiendsmith from before. And next would be Tenpai Dragon with Ward Breakers towards the main deck. Super Poly and Forbidden Droplet didn't even play the Fuaras and Dominus Impulse. And next would be Fluandris. Of course, the birds will still migrate no matter what happens. If the format is Graveyard centric or it can somehow be stunned with M-Pen, I think Fluandris still has a spot towards the metagame. So yeah, really insane. Fluandres here went X1, yeah, on YACS. Next would be Voices Voice, another Voices Voice. So this time with Evenly Match and Super Poly on the side deck. Those can be really strong for the Voices Voice, considering that Voices Voice doesn't have too much ways to break the boards and go second comfortably. So they would probably need Evenly or Super Poly. And next would be Sprite Horus Tri Brigade. So I think it's the same deck as earlier. And next would be the Memento Tlan. Yeah, this offers the new support. The new level 5 or level 6 water support. And a way to recover from banishing effects and graveyard effects. And interestingly, play the new Goblin Biker stuff. So it made the Memento Tlan more resilient and consistent. So yeah, I have also seen this inclusion of Goblin Biker cards towards the Memento Tlan on advanced format tournaments. So yeah, it reflected on the first day of the new support of Goblin Biker and Memento Tlan. So expect that Memento Tlan will still be able to compete in the apex of the meta, but more consistent now and more resilient with the help of these cards. And next would be Ignister, of course, X1. Played standard, yeah. One small world, triple signet mining is been the ratio for the extenders and consistency cards for this Ignister. Next would be Runic, of course, with triple Dogwood. Dogwood as well, definitely insane card. We have seen the NAWCQ, the German Nuts, the TCG big events being won off by Dogwood, so it's really strong on time rules. Next would be Snake Eyes, Finsmith, Fire King. So play the Fawaros on the side deck and two Bestials without any form of uh, back row control or floodgate removal. So yeah, people are now ballsy because they think it will definitely be more rewarding where you prepare against the best decks rather than the floodgate decks. So yeah, really interesting stuff here. But I cannot do it in the Philippines because Philippines is such a country with budget players, bunch of metabit, control, floodgate decks all over the place. So yeah, we do have another Tenpai Dragon. So Tenpai Dragon, standard. I think it will definitely look this way moving forward for Tenpai Dragon. Next would be another Tenpai Dragon, this time with triple DD Crow into the main deck with only two Dominus. Yeah, and wow, Spicy Tech Typhoon. Goodness gracious. So Typhoon definitely is a card that could definitely make a spark or interesting way of interaction against the meta decks. Against Yubel, against Tenpai, and even Varking, yeah. So Typhoon really insane here. And next would be Unchained, Live Twin, Finsmith, yeah. So basically Fin good stuff. And next would be Farking with Azamina and Snake Eyes. So played Sight once again. So Sight has been popular towards the side deck of Farking. Yeah. They just don't want to let the opponent play and prevent them from doing their extra deck plays. And next we do have Soka Cup in Japan. First place would be Yubel. So it's only the second Yubel that we have seen on our report. Imagine that. So they're probably dethroned as the best deck. If I'm not going to be ridiculous, I think the Snake Eyes Azamina Finsmith is really the best right now. I am going to be happy if I'm proven wrong because the Azamina really made Snake Eyes a very obnoxious deck. And next would be Snake Eyes Finsmith. Without Azamina, yeah, played the Power Sing Stone. And next would be Memento Tlan. So yeah, standard. Didn't play. Oh, it played the new support, but only in side deck. So another Sanctum play here on the side deck. And next would be wow, wow. Grand Maju Border in 2024 with the help of the new Dominus and bunch of floodgates, clockwork, and deck lockdown with Wow, solemn cards. Warning. I never thought that I could see warning today. But yeah, warning here. We double solemn strike. So yeah, even waking the dragon, wow. Really insane. This went X2 and just casually breezed throughout the tournament and got a finals rep. Yeah, really insane and madness here. Next would be, yeah, I think that sums up our post-Rota tapping decklist and early preview of Rota metagame. So, if you found this video enjoying and informative, please consider subscribing into my YouTube channel. It definitely motivates me a lot to keep going and provide you this quality content. So, thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.